Just want to make sure my mic. Oh, and the top one. Ay. Okay. Let's see. I think you guys can hear me, and I'm hoping there's not an echo. I want to check one more setting. So be right back. Let me just check something. I want to make sure the correct camera mic is on. You got to bear with me. Okay. It looks like only one camera mic is on. So I think we're good. I think we're good. I said that last time. Things went garbage. And then the guy came. It was all a big hot mess. Okay. Let's do this. So, version 2.0 of today's stream goes something like this. Okay. I think we're good. Yeah, let's do this. So the plan today is to finish closing up this dirt ball that goes inside of this hanging plant pot. And then eventually I will do some Monstera vines. Last time I did the Monstera pattern that I have, though, I think I almost rage quit. I did rage quit the pattern. And my followers were like, why don't you go on YouTube and see if there's an actual pattern for the leaves? Because the way the pattern was written was not like I've ever seen a pattern written before. That being said, I'm going to give it another go. I think I'm going to give it another go. So let's do this. Okay, so I want to close up the dirt, put the dirt in the pot, and then work on those Stardew Valley slimes. So what I've got to do is I've stuffed it, and now I'm just closing the end. Which, as I was explaining before, the door-to-door salesman came to my house and kind of threw me for a loop. I find this is the second hardest part of crocheting these sphere-shaped things, second only to that first row, like the whole, well, magic circle, and then I don't do magic circles. They are not very magical for me, but I guess for some folks it gets the job done. The other issue I'm having with this specific, like this ball in particular, is that it's an old Karen yarn that is really, really splitty. Like, unless if I had another brown, any other brown, I would be using any other brown, because this is just unraveling as I go. Um, yeah. So let's look at what's going on this. I've not seen. Those my viewers. Okay. This is all new to me. I'm sorry. Okay. Set up emotes. I need to do more on this whole TikTok live thing. But in the meantime, hello to Twitch. Hello to YouTube Live. Hello to TikTok Live. Okay. Now, what I want to do is just do a quick check um, on my other account, on my YouTube account, to make sure that the world is not ending and I am able to do what I want to do. YouTube Studio. Okay, maybe I just go to my channel. Live. Here we go. That's better. Now I can see your lovely faces. Okay. And then if I scroll, oh, there we go. Yes. Okay. I think this is what I would need to have do. Okay. Chat. Chat, 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 chat. So funny thing. Um, if you don't know me, I'm a special education teacher. I work in an elementary school. And over the last couple of weeks, I have told my students about my streaming. Um, about how I'm starting it up. And I originally did this because so many of my students want to be YouTubers or Twitch streamers when they grow up. And they think you're putting on a camera and you're making $1,000 a day. And that's definitely not the reality of the situation. So I wanted to show them that. I wanted to be like, this is what I've gone through and had to buy and had to do to even get 14, well, I'm up to 17 followers on Twitch. Um, like I said, I'm brand new. This is like something that I didn't originally think I would do. It's kind of interested me for a while, but it's fun. I get to crochet on the screen, and you guys get to hang out with me. Um, so today at work, preschool, we have a parade for the 250th birthday of the United States of America. And ordinarily, I am not a big fan of these like patriotic activities. That's just not my vibe. But they did a really good job with this one. If every homeroom was a different time period in American history, so there were everything from the first peoples, the native peoples, all the way up to they did the Mayflower. They did really localized stuff about where we live in Massachusetts. Um, they did World War II. They did technology. They did. Um, they even did sports and they did like the future too. And my group was Plymouth Rock, which so most of our kiddos dressed up as pilgrims or Native Americans, and someone had made a giant. I'm talking giant, like probably true to size, um, Plymouth Rock. Now, that being said, if you've been to Plymouth Rock in Plymouth, Massachusetts, it ain't big. It's not. It's maybe like 3 feet across. And I know it's not the original actual rock that they stood on when they left the Mayflower. You know, it's just something cheesy that we have to, you know, have as an icon for ourselves. Okay. I think I think this is closed. What do you guys think? There's a bit of fluff on the outside. I need to unfluff. So that looks quite close to me. So I think I'm going to um, tie off, close it, like tie it closed, shove the end back into the ball itself, and then try to defuzz this poly a little bit. So let's get that started. And of course, my scissors aren't anywhere I'm looking right now. This always happens. Before I stream, I get everything all set up. Like I got my different crochet hooks over here. I've got my little uh, coaster with my uh, stitch markers and my plastic darning needle, and I even brought the fiber fill over. But no scissors. No scissors. Ooh. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna have to get up and get scissors, aren't I? That is the last thing I want to do. All right, let me just have a double check of my crochet basket where I usually stash all my stuff if I'm doing it in a different spot. Oh, we got to talk about this too. The remind me, somebody in chat somewhere, to talk about Friday and the crochet speed run I'm going to do. In the meantime, scissors or snips or something. I'm even going to go with like toenail clippers. Okay. I think I'm going to have to get up and move. As much as that sounds silly, I'm going to get up and move. So I will be right back. I will leave you guys to look at the on TikTok. You can look at my son's art. And on Twitch and YouTube, you guys can check out my balls. I'll be right back. I'm here. Okay. I've got this absolute giant pair of scissors that I don't need anything that's huge, but it was the closest one, and I need to cut this yarn. So let's tie it off. Give it a snip. Gigantic on the scissors. And here's the ball. Here's the ball. Okay. Let's poke back into when I'm doing amigurumi or anything that's stuffed, I don't weave in my ends. So right now you can kind of see it's got this little wiggly end, right? I've tied it in a knot. I'm gonna shove it in the ball. So I'm taking my darning needle, finding the closest little place between stitches, and just poke it in. Sometimes it's harder than others. This one's tough because the yarn keeps wanting to separate. But oh, okay, we are almost done. Oh, look it. Okay, it's in. It's in. It is in. Look, guys. Okay, and now I need to get rid of these fuzzies. Like, actually, this isn't too bad because this is going to be the bottom of the dirt. All right, let's put it in. Make sure it fits. So I've got my hanging basket. You put the dirt in. Oh, it's a bit small. It's a bit small. It's smaller than I thought. Ideally, it's supposed to sit a little higher. Oh, that is very small. Oh dear, it is very small. The balls are too small. What's that saying? hot dog hallway. This is a dirt bowl down a crochet planter. But we carry on because, as I've said before, I'm not selling this. This is going to be living in my house, and the dogs ain't going to care that the dirt's not the right size. So, yeah. So let's put that to one side. And I'm going to put my brown yarn away. It's old yarn. It has that old yarn smell. Anyway, so TikTok people, how do I figure out how many of you are hanging out? Like, is there a button I push? All I see is the join, 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 and I don't know how many of you join for like 2 seconds and then leave me. So I don't know. I don't know how it works. Okay. Anyway, let's do this. So ball number two is the slime that I'm working on. Um, oh, and the stitches came apart. What is going on here? Okay, that's better. For weird, I looks like I had to crawl a couple of them. So let's put them back. And then it's another stuffing session. Okay. I'm going to put in a stitch marker to make sure that I don't lose my end again. And I'm going to check my live to see if there's anybody hanging out there. Okay. Okay, okay. Sorry, I'm fiddling with things. I'm just fiddling. Okay. Oh, okay. Dead air. So what can we talk about? The parade. We did the parade today. I've already talked about that. I have a new camera set up. So, like I said, I'm a relatively new streamer. I've been doing this less than a month now. So before, I literally was like leaning my phone up against my Chromebook, and that's how my first stream went. And then I remembered that I had one of those old generic GorillaPod things. So that I used that for a bit, and that's actually what I'm using right now for my Twitch, my TikTok stream. And I got an overhead setup. So it's a ring light and a little arm that holds my phone, so you guys can see this version down here. And then I'm using my Chromebook camera to do the face version right there. And I've got another phone doing the TikTok people. So this is all new. This is why my streams are probably garbage. But, oh, right. Time to stuff the slime. So, Stardew Valley is the game that I'm really into right now. I played it 2 summers ago, maybe 3 summers ago, as like my summertime game when I was off of work. Um, and I started streaming originally just the crochet stuff, and I still enjoy that a lot more. Um, oh, that noise you're hearing, that's my son's green cheek conure. She wants attention right now. She's not getting attention right now. And that's why she's being very noisy. So my apologies if it's annoying. All right, so I think I've stuffed this as much as I can. My worry is if I overstuff it, I'm going to start seeing in between the stitches. And I think we've hit that point where I need to stop stuffing and start closing. So let's do that. So this is, I'm assuming this is Red Heart Super Saver. That's typically my go-to yarn. I am cheap. I am on a teacher salary, so I get cheap yarn. Oh my goodness, that bird. But this one I just had in a ball, so I don't know. It could be Red Heart Super Saver. It could be an old Karen that I had kicking around. But I like the kind of mossy color it is. So I'm doing that for the slime, and I'm using a 3mm needle. I like the kind that have the silicone, they're like the Clover knockoffs. So that's what I'm using to close this up. So I'm going to unhook my stitch marker and get back to work. Oh my gosh, she is loud today. I'm sorry, guys. I'm hoping that she'll settle down in a little bit. And I'm hoping I can get this stitch through. Okay. Okay. So I'm just doing decreases until it is closed. And it's just getting smaller and smaller and smaller. I need to find a way that I can have this camera tilted just a little bit more so you guys can see what I'm working on. And also get it in the overhead cam at the same time. So if I move you a little bit, is that gonna hurt? Ooh. But then if I lean back, I don't get to hang out with you. I don't get to see you. Okay. Let's just go with it. I can set it up a different day. We are almost closed off on this slime. Oh, I don't. This might be a Junimo. I think I started on the Junimo first before I got to the slime. I mean, they both start off with just crocheted balls, with the Junimos having arms and legs, and the slimes having that little dangly thing on the top of their head. Antenna. Do slimes have antenna? What is going on? Okay. Looks like I can do 2 more stitches. Maybe 3. Let's see. So this will be, I've got a couple of work in progresses going on. What's going on right now? I've got that Monstera plant. I've got this Junimo. And then at work, I'm, so you know those porch geese that people have and they dress up? I have one. And I keep it outside my classroom door, and I change its clothes with the seasons. But I have nothing for June. And June is Pride Month, and I need my goose to be a little bit proud. So I am crocheting them a rainbow poncho for Pride. Now, to my students, it's just a rainbow poncho. To me, it's a Pride poncho. But hey, okay, so we've finished this ball. We're all about the balls today. We finished this one. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out the best way to see what's going on in my YouTube chat and see if there's anybody hanging out, what's going on. Okay. Ah, it's so weird, this whole getting to know how all this stuff works. Okay, I think I've got it. So so like I did with the last one, I have a ball with an end. Usually, if this was a flat thing, I would weave in the ends. But because it's a ball, I'm gonna take my darning needle, find a space between the stitches, and just shove it in. Because I don't need to weave the ends if I can just do it this way. The only problem is that it's hard when the yarn is really like the kind that likes to split apart and unravel. But yeah. Okay. So Junimo ball done. Now, originally, I was going to put safety eyes on my Junimo, but there's two reasons not, because I think they look better, more oval-ish than the round safety eyes, and I didn't leave much room for myself with safety eyes. Did I? That was a mistake. Okay. Let's do some cleaning up. I'm going to put the Junimo bowl to one side. I'm going to put my polyfill leftovers back in the bag. Yeah. So, shall we start on this Monstera pattern again? What do you think? Monstera pattern. Let's try the Monstera pattern. And see what happens. Yeah? Do we want to try it? I'm thinking it's going to be tough, and I'm thinking I might swear, but let's give it a try. So, I just need to open up my pattern so I have it in front of me on the screen. So, bear with me a sec. It is a hanging Monstera pattern that I got from an Etsy seller. And it comes with the directions for the pot, directions for the dirt, and directions for the plant itself. And a couple weeks ago, I tried one of the Monstera leaves. And like I said, the pattern's written in a way that I've not seen before. Just the wording it uses. I'm wondering if it's been AI translated. I don't think it's an AI pattern, but it definitely gives that feel of an AI translation. Let's try. Okay, let's just do it. Let's see what happens. Where are you, Monstera pattern? Okay. With the green yarn and a 3mm hook. Oh, luckily that's what I've already been using. Chain 5, photo 1. I know how to chain. First step, easy. Oh, I need to write down these steps because if I don't, I'm going to forget what step I'm on. Anybody do that? Like write down your pattern steps. Okay. This has 2 rounds. Okay. Maybe I don't need to write it down. Maybe I'll just read it out loud and hope that gets into my brain. Okay. No, I don't want to do this. Decline. Okay. Co-host. I don't want to co-host anything. I just want to hang out by myself. I'm a loner. All right, chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just move you over just a hair. Okay, we're good. Chain 5. All right, make you smaller so I can keep an eye on life at the same time. There we go. There we go. Come back, pattern. Where did you go? I didn't mean what I said. Ugh, I need 2 hands for this. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Soil, Monstera. And let's zoom in a bit. All right, chain 5. Done. 1 double crochet in the first stitch. Okay, easy enough. Yeah, motorcycles. Double crochet in the first stitch. Continue with 1 chain and 1 double crochet times 2 in that same stitch. So 1 chain, double crochet, 1 chain, 1 double crochet. Okay, that's times 2. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Continue with 1 double crochet, 1, and then 1 chain times 3. Okay, so a double crochet, 1 double crochet, and a chain. So there's 1 double crochet and a chain. That's 2 double crochet and a chain. That's 3. Okay. Continue with 1 double crochet. Oh, I did that. Chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 slip stitch in the beginning chain. Right. Am I slipping into the top of the chain or the bottom of the chain? It looks like the bottom of the chain. This was the hard part last time. Okay. All right, let's just do it at the top of the chain. At the top of the chain? What do you guys think? Top or bottom of the chain? Mm. Sorry, I'm just looking. I'm just being nosy about what these things on means. Right. Slip stitch in the beginning chain. Yeah, I'm going to go with the bottom of it. Slip stitch in the beginning chain. Done. Almost. No, I've jinxed myself. Oh, please don't split apart yarn. I just don't today. Please, please, please. Great. Slip stitch. Let's try this again. Okay, done. Okay, that's looking more reasonable. So let's go on to the next part. Round 2. 5 crochets over the 5 chain. Okay. 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 3 single crochets over the chain between the double crochets times, where'd it go? Times 2. 3 single crochets over the chain between 2 single crochets. Okay. Between the two, 3 singles over the chain between the doubles. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Over at the chain 3 at the middle leaf, work 3 single crochets, chain 1, and a slip stitch at the top single crochet. So picking up only the front loop. Okay. So I'm going to do 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Chain 1, slip stitch into the top of the single crochet, picking up only the front loop. Okay. So I did it, but that was not tight enough. So that tension was way too loose. Okay. One more single crochet. And then a slip stitch back in the front loop. Okay, that part is done. Over the next chain 3 at the middle of the leaf, work in the middle of the leaf though. In the wrong part. Picking up only the front loop. Okay. 2 single crochets all in the middle. 1, 2. Okay. That part's done. Okay. 3 single crochets over the chain between the 2 DCs times 2. Okay. Next. 1, 2, 3. That's times 1. 1, 2, 3. That's times 2. And then 5 single crochets over the chain 4 at the start. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then what? Close with a slip stitch in the beginning chain. Okay. I think we've done a leaf, guys. We might have done a leaf. Holy smokes. Guys, we actually did it. And I don't think it looks garbage. Right? That's not too bad. Look at it. I'm liking it. What do you guys think? On the camera. Hang on. Let me move this view over. Look at it. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. Let's keep going. Okay. What am I doing? Pattern. Pattern, pattern, pattern. Where did you go? Okay. Da, 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 da. I don't know why that just did that. Let's close that. Okay. Chain 16 and begin the second leaf by working into the fifth chain from. Okay, so we do chain 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so I've done my 16 chains. And then we make another leaf right here, right? Double crochet in the first stitch. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? There's your 5. Double crochet in that first stitch. Okay. Continue. One chain, one DC times 2. One chain, DC times 1. One chain, and one DC times 2. Okay. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Continue with 1 DC, 1 chain times 3. Okay. 1 DC, 1 chain. That's 1. DC, chain. That's 2. DC, chain. That's 3. Okay. Chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And slip stitch at the bottom of the beginning chain. Ugh. Slip stitches are not fun with yarn that comes apart. Okay. That's another round down. Ooh. It's getting nice. Did I tell you this pattern? I rage quit on this pattern last time. And I was I put up a thing on TikTok saying when you come across a pattern that just is stumping you, what do you do? And someone suggested, hey, go look to see if there's a YouTube like description of the pattern. And there was. So I watched it and I figured out the thing that was throwing me off. And I think we're good now. I can actually do this Monstera. Okay, let's do the next part. 5 single crochets over the chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay. 3 single crochets over the chain between the DCs times 2. Okay. 1, 2, and that's 3 times 1. 1, 2, 3 times 2. Okay. Over the chain 3 at the middle, leaf work 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. One chain and slip stitch in the top single crochet. Okay. And then 2 single crochets on the other side. Okay. 3 single crochets in the chain between those. Okay, so like another set of 3. 1, 2, 3, and then again 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then 5 over the ending chain. Ooh. Why isn't this doing what I want it to do? I want to go to this window. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, that's better. And then it said, ooh, sorry, I didn't mean to knock you guys over. 5 single crochets over that chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then slip stitch in the beginning chain again. Guys, we have another leaf. We have another leaf. Leaf count is now 2. Twos. We have leaves. Okay. Chain 16. Actually, I'm going to chain 16 and then I'm going to take a drink. Because I need to hydrate. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. Put that down. Look at that. And let's have a drink. So, first drink of choice today is yellow Gatorade. My son's an athlete. He's a track and field athlete, so we have like a lot of Gatorade in the house, a lot of Powerade, basically whatever's on sale, along with his other potions. I like the yellow one. I do like the yellow one. Oh, so let me tell you about what's going on Friday. I wanted to do a event for the first time, and I was getting ideas from my students. And the first thing they were like, "Oh, do a speed run of Stardew Valley." Like, yeah, you really don't speed run Stardew Valley. I mean, there you technically can, but that's not how I like to play the game. So, since I'm not going to do a Stardew Valley thing, I'm going to do a crochet thing. And what I'm going to do is try to see how many granny squares I can do in an hour. I'm going to have a timer. I'm going to have a lot of yarn, and we're just going to make granny squares for an hour to see how many I put on. Mostly because I have a granny square project that I've been working on for a while. Here's a couple. This is like the sunburst one, and then I've got like your regular traditional granny squares. My speed run is just going to be the straight up regular granny squares. And what I'm hoping is that'll give me enough of the granny squares that I need so I can get another row or two done of my blanket. But I kind of like the idea of setting a goal, not even setting a goal for myself, but just seeing how many I can get done in an hour. And then maybe later on in the summer, again, see if I can beat my record. Yeah. Okay. So let's do another leaf. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And we're double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is 5 right there. Mhm. two, three, four, five. Okay. We're going to go with it. That's 5. If it's not perfect, it's really okay. That was definitely one of the things I say to my kiddos all the time. Yeah. So I know how. Remember when I was telling you guys earlier that we had a parade at work today? So that was first thing ish in the morning, at like 9 o'clock. And then my fourth graders came back, and then they had lunch, and then they had recess, and then they had a social studies test. I realize it's the end of the year, and it's hard to get tests in, but they were not there in their brain to be able to like make that kind of transition. So yeah, a couple of them did really well. One not so much. So one double crochet into that first stitch. I'm just gonna move my other camera ever so slightly because I'm starting to lean back, and I should probably make sure that you guys can see what's going on with my documents. There you go. That's a better setup. Continue with chain 1, 1DC times 2. Chain 1, 1DC times 1. Chain 1, 1DC times 2. Okay. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Continue with 1DC chain times 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Chain 4, 2, 3, 4. Slip stitch into the beginning of the chain. Come on. Here we go. Slip stitch that baby in. Okay. Next, 5 single crochets over the chain. Where's my chain? Oh, what's going on here? Did I turn it? No. Ooh, I goofed up somewhere. Where? Is this the chain? No. This is the chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 3 single crochets over the chain between the DCs times 2. 1, 2, 3 times 1, and another set of 3. 1, 3. Okay. Then what? Over the chain 3 at the middle of the leaf, work 3 single crochets. I think I screwed this one up. Let's frog it. Frog alert. Let's start over. Right here. More. 2 more. Okay, there we go. All right, we're back to the original chain of 16. So let's go in 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one right here. Double crochet. Ah. So what else is new, guys? Let me know what's up with you. Talked about my new cam setup that I'm like super excited about. Oh, I gotta tell you about this deal I got. So I was looking for a headset, like the ones that it's like the ears and the mic and the little kid ears. And I went on Amazon and I did the whole looking around thing there. Um, and I found a set that was marked for $3. $3. I got it because, of course, I am. I'm sure it's going to be garbage when it gets here, if it gets here. It's not supposed to be. It's like the end of June, the middle of July is like the time frame that it said it's going to get in here. But hopefully, by the end of the summer, I might have a $3 headset with kitty ears. Okay, so let's scroll back the pattern. Continue with one chain, one DC times two. One chain, one DC times one. One chain, one DC times two. Okay. Chain three, one, two, and then chain one DC chain times three. So DC and a chain times one, DC and a chain times two, DC and chain times three. Oh, and I split my yarn again. There we go. That's better. Four chains. One, two, three, four, and slip stitch in the beginning chain. Okay, done. Then it's 5 single crochets over that chain, right? One, two, three, four, five. Okay. And then 3 singles in each hole times two. One, two, three times one. One, two, three times two. Okay. Over the chain three in the middle, leaf work 3 single crochets. One, two, three. Chain one, pick up the front loop for a slip stitch. Okay. And then chain, no, 2 single crochets. Yeah. One, two. Okay. And then more chain threes over the middle. I mean, not chain threes, so 3 single crochets. Two, three, and one, two, three. And then 5 single crochets over the chain. We did it right this time. One, two, three, four, five. And that's it. Single slip stitch it in. Oop, oop. Another chain 16. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Guys, look. It's like a real thing. Look at how cute is that going to be? Oh my gosh. That is too adorable. Look at that. Okay. Oh, let's do a quick stretch. Stretch and arms. Oh, let's stretch. The worst, I can usually do crochet for a long-ish time, a couple hours. The worst thing for me is that this thumb goes numb, like pins and needles numb, and that's hard for me to deal with while I'm crocheting. Um, right, 3 leaves done. Let's have a sip. Yeah, yeah. So I've gotten a lot of new things actually for the stream thing. Um, I got a new mini PC, but that's a long story that I'll share in a minute. That's sat next to me collecting dust in a minute. And I got this new, like I said before, I got the new overhead camera set up that the folks doing Twitch and YouTube Live get to see. And then I've got the headset that I just mentioned. So those are the things I bought for streaming, and I think that's going to be it for a while. The PC, let's talk about that for a second. So I purposely bought a mini PC that I could plug in my monitor to because my thought was I can have the monitor off to the side. I can use that for like the chats and stuff, and then I can have the cams in front of me, the patterns in front of me, and that stuff. And I wanted a PC to run OBS because right now I'm streaming off a Chromebook. You can't do OBS on a Chromebook unless you partition. And you know what? I'm not dealing with that. And it was like say it was less than $200. So I've got that. Got it in, got it all set up, got all excited. Go to plug in my old display cord. It's not HDMI, it's like an older monitor. It's those old display plugs. My PC didn't come with them. Now it's not as dumb as you think. Like when I ordered it, the picture on Amazon had two display ports, and the description said that there were two display ports. But what I got, instead of where the display ports were supposed to be, one is an HDMI cable entrance, and the other one hasn't even been punched out of the case yet. Like you could tell that, when you get those cases, there's like shallow areas where that gets punched out, and that's where the plugs go in. Yeah, it hasn't even been punched out. So I could go one of two things. I could just return the whole thing and get what I actually need, or I could get a converting cable, which is like $4. And I think the hassle is worth the $4. But I've reached out to the seller to be like, hey, what's going on here? And I've not heard back from him. I mean, it's only been 24 hours since I messaged them, so it's probably not. It's fine right now. But I'm hoping they get back to me tomorrow. I don't want to have to return it because I also don't want to have the worry of, okay, if I return it and they replace it, is the replacement going to have the display cables? I don't know. Okay, so let's do Monstera leaf number 4. I probably should change the name of the chat. Hmm, Can I do that? No. Can I change the name? Hmm. I don't know. Let's find out. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it be. Okay, let's do Monstera leaf number 5. Okay. That was weird. Okay, let's do the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, here is the 5th one. Double crochet. Wonder how many leaves it's going to take before I memorize the pattern. I think it's getting there. Scrolling up to get my pattern. 1 chain, 1 DC times 2. 1 chain, 1 DC times 1. 1 chain, 1 DC times 2. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then DC chain times 3. 1 DC chain. 2 DC chain. 3 DC chain. Okay. Chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip stitch it in to the end of the first round. And we got the innards done. Time to pattern scroll. All right, 5 single crochet. 5. 1, 2. I'm gonna move this over just slightly. Does that make a difference? Let me switch to my other visual here. There we go. That's a little better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. Chain 1, slip stitch into the front loop only. 2 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Another 3. 1, 2, 3, and then another 5. Hey, I did the whole thing without looking at the pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's slip. Yeah. 4 Monstera leaves. Stretch time. Stretch time. Oh, what am I on? Okay, dope. Oh, somebody's followed me. I didn't even see that. Thank you for the follow. New person. That's lovely. Okay. Let's check 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm going to try to change. Can I change the name of the stream? I don't want to do that. Do, 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 do. Nope, that didn't work. Hmm. Sorry, Twitch viewers. I'm just trying to fiddle with my TikTok thing to see if I can change the title. Dismiss. I guess not. Okay. Let's forget that. Let's do another Monstera leaf. So we've got 4. And what the pattern says is you should have some that are 5 long and some that are 6 long, I believe. Let me look. Make 6 strips of leaves, 3 of them with 5 leaves and 3 of them with 6 leaves. That works. Okay. So we've got 4. I'll do the ones with 6 first because it should help easier. Scroll back to my pattern. Okay. So I did the last leaf without looking at the pattern. Let's see if I can do that again. So I'm double crocheting 5 chains away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was long. Double crochet into here. 1 crochet. Okay, and now I need to do chain, then double times 2. Chain, double, 1, I didn't chain. Let me fix that. That's 1. Chain. Now I'm doing a double. Glad I caught that mistake. Okay. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Another double crochet. Chain 1 times 3. 1 in the chain. 2 and chain. 3 and chain. And then chain 4, 2, 3, 4, and slip stitch in the beginning. Come on, slip stitch. No, is that? Yeah, that's a slip. Okay. Okay. We good? We good. Okay. That just looks a bit weird. Right. Next round. This is the part where I remember what to do without looking at the pattern. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. chain and slip stitch in the front loop only. Okay. And then another two. One, two, and then three. One, two, three. Another set of three. One, two, three. And then another five. One, two, three, four, five. Slip stitch them together. And we've done another leaf. 5 leaves for my hanging Monstera plant. Look at this, guys. Check it out on the cam. Okay, so I'm going to do one more leaf for this vine, and then we'll start on the next vine. Two. Ooh, that's a big one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, itchy eye. Look at that. I should take a picture of it and send it to my mom. Yes, I'm 40 something and I still do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's do this. Double crochet. It's this very first part of the pattern that I haven't memorized yet. So I need one chain, one DC times 2. One chain, one DC times 1. One chain, one DC times 2. Chain 3, and then a DC and one chain times 3. So a DC and a chain times 1, a DC and a chain times 2, a DC and a chain times 3. Chain 4, 2, 3, 4, and slip stitch into the beginning chain. Okay. Do. All right. And second round, I can do from my head. So happy Tuesday evening, everybody. I hope you had a enjoyable day today. 2, 3. I had work for most of the morning. I'm a special education teacher and I work in an elementary school. So we're getting towards that point of the year where the tests and the quizzes are starting to end and we're watching more movies, doing more hands-on type projects, which I love. But we're definitely getting that close to summer feeling for all the kids. And the teachers too, I'm not going to lie. I don't have much of a summer break coming up because literally like I end my school on like the Tuesday, and on the Wednesday, I start teaching summer school. So not too much of a break for me, but it's okay. Oh, excuse me. One, two, one, two, three. Let's see if I can move this a little bit. Oh, and now you get the boob shot. There you go. There you go. One, two, three. One, two, three, four, five, and a slip stitch to join, and that's our sixth. That means this vine is done. It says to leave a long tail to sew it in. I think that's long enough. Here we go. Ooh, sorry. Look at my first Monstera vine. I mean, they are kind of small for Monsteras, but they're my Monsteras. All right. I guess we'll put this over here on the done side. We got to get to the next one. Here we go. How pretty does that look? One round of Monstera vines is done. AI summary: crocheting Stardew Valley slimes for a Monstera plant. Suggest what to do next. Yeah, the slimes aren't for the Monstera plant. Sorry. I should probably change that title. Let's do that. Do settings maybe? No, no, guys. How do I do this? How do I change the title of the stream? Do you guys know? Hey, Twitch folks, do you guys know how to change the title of the stream on TikTok by any chance? Because I'm struggling. Because my title there is like, oh, we're making slimes, but we're done making slimes. We've that's like we're done. Oh well, this just looks. Maybe I'll just end this line. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna end the TikTok, rename it, and then restart it. Ooh, that's how that works. Let's do that. Turn you off. And now. Okay. Go live. And I'm changing it to crocheting Monstera plant. There you go. And of course, I have to capitalize that because it's a title and it needs capital letters because I'm a teacher and it would be bad if I didn't have correct capitalization. Done. Done. Live. Gotcha. Okay. So round one of the Monstera plant vine is done. So the pattern calls for doing three vines of 5 leaves and 3 vines of 6 leaves. So I've done my first 6 leaf vine. Now, to me, these are kind of like I picture Monstera leaves as ginormous, um, like this big. These are bit itty bitty on the size of my glasses, but that's just what the pattern goes for. So we're going to start another vine of Monstera leaves. I wonder if I can hang this one up. There we go. This one's going to get hung up. Is it going to let me hang it up? There we go. Can you see that, TikTok folks? No? Let's go. I'm going to move this over just slightly. Hi. I know you can't see me. Oh, there goes my tripod. Stay with me, tripod. You got this. Okay. Let's fine. It looks a bit silly. Blocking my face. Let's move over here. Oh, down here. Not gonna stay. Let's do that. How cute is that? Okay. One Monstera vine done. Another one to go. Okay. Let's start on a new one. So let's do this. Chain. Do we start with a chain 5? Yeah, start with chain 5. 1, 2, 4, 5, and then double crochet into that first stitch. Okay, 2. Okay, and then I need one chain, one DC times 2. Chain, DC, and DC times 1. Chain and DC times 2. Chain 3 for the middle of the leaf. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1 DC, 1 chain times 3. 1 DC. Chain 1. Another DC. Another chain makes 2. 1 DC. Another chain makes 3. 4 chain. And slip stitch in the start. Okay. And this is the part where I remember the rest of the steps in my head. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 3. 1, 2, 3. And then another set of 3 single crochets. And then we've got a chain and a slip stitch into the front loop only. Okay. And then another two singles. And another set of three singles. 3. Oh, my nose is itchy. Oh. All right. And a third set of 3. 1, 2, 3. And then a set of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Slip stitch them together. And we've got another leaf done. We're rocking this now. And you think, this time last week when I was doing this pattern, I nuked out so bad. All right, chain 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. What is this? Daily ranking? Popular live. Got it. Okay. And let's do another leaf. Do, 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 do. 1, 2. Oh, hang on. Let me get that double crochet ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my 5th stitch. Double crochet in there. And then one chain, one double crochet times 2. So chain and a double crochet times 1. And a chain and a double crochet times 2. Chain 3 for the middle of the leaf. And then double crochets and then a chain times 3. 1, 2. Oh, I didn't do the chains. Double crochet. Let's get you back. There we go. Double crochet and then a chain. We'll add frog a little bit. Double crochet, chain times 2, double crochet, chain times 3, and 4 chains. 2, 3, 4. Slip stitch it into the top. There we go. Round 1 done. And this is the part of the pattern that I've memorized, so I'm just going to do it. So originally, my thought with this Monstera plant is to do some kind of decorations like behind me. Normally, when I'm streaming, I've got that head on camera, and I have a really boring backdrop, so maybe I'll just do that. I don't know. I thought about it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, oh wow! I've got 20 followers. Yay! Thank you so much for the follows, guys. Oh, that makes me happy. Thank you so much. I was browsing because my 16-year-old kept beating me in Fortnite. That's the way it goes. Those teenagers are better at Fortnite than most of us are. Okay. One, two, three. Yeah, my 15-year-old used to play Fortnite. Um, Not so much anymore. My elementary school students play Fortnite, which yeah, it's a bit like moms and bonding time. Like boy, Kate and 16. Oh, you have a team. I do. I have a 15-year-old boy. He's right now his like hyperfixation is track and field. So he's kind of put aside the video games for a little while and has been doing that. Meanwhile, I'm crocheting and playing Stardew. And we are twinning. I do hear people. Um, I don't have people in. My wife is in the other room watching TV. But thank you for letting me know, just so I can be aware that that's a thing, that you guys can hear them. I think she's watching Friends. It's like her comfort show. One, two, three, four, five. All right, that is another Monstera leaf done. She need to slip stitch this boy. My son was nothing but acting bug, but baseball classes are quite. Yeah, my son got a avulsion fracture, the thing where like a piece of your bone, a little tiny piece of your bone comes off. He had that at the start of the indoor season, and it's still bugging him a little bit. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That one was in his hip. It was like in his upper hip, and we thought for a long time we thought he tweaked his hip. And we ended up we went to the doctor and he got x-rays and like, oh, no, it's an avulsion fracture. I'm assuming it's healed by now. Um, Hoping it's healed by now. But it's kind of weird to think that he had a piece of bone floating around in his hip for a while. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Ugh. All right, got to bring my pattern back up because I just lost what I was supposed to be doing. All right, so I'm doing one chain, one double crochet times two. Okay, chain, double crochet times one, chain, double crochet times two. Oh yeah, sciatic is the worst. Yeah, safer for the back as long as he doesn't get into like stunt shows and stuff like that. If he's doing his own stunts, yeah. Chain three, one, two, three. All right, and now I need a double crochet and a one chain times three. So double crochet, chain one, that's one. It's cool to see you too. I usually, so I'm a relatively new streamer. I think I've been doing this like a month. And I kind of bounce between doing crochet stuff and doing Stardew Valley, just because I want to break it up a little bit. I was like, I should. Oh, tell you what, my students. So I'm a school teacher, and I teach elementary school, and my students think it's the coolest thing in the world that their 40-something-year-old teacher has a Twitch and a YouTube and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just learning as I go along. Like all of this is so new and so wild, but it's a lot of fun. It is a fun thing to do. I definitely watched a lot of streamers before I got into it though. Like I am. I am. Yeah. My wife's watching Friends in the other room. Yeah, I am. Happy Pride Month. Happy June. Ugh, you'd appreciate this. I'm so I have a porch goose outside of my classroom, and I'm crocheting a rainbow poncho, like in granny square type thing. Um, because elementary school teacher, you really can't be too much obvious, um, but yeah, yep. There you go. Oh, there's a word for like platonic lesbian lover. There you go. Oh, okay. I think this part is done at their school too, so we have a lot in common. That's really cool. Yeah, I'm a special education teacher, and I teach right now. I'm teaching third and fourth grade. Um, so yeah, that's what I did all day this morning. 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. Oh, oh, that split the yarn. There we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Touch Tuesday because okay. Oh, that's cool. Instead of a crime show. Oh, that's nifty. Man, imagine watching TV and see your kid acting. That's gotta be wild. Basically together. Yeah, that's adorable. That's a good age too to like start meeting people. Okay. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah, that's gotta be tough for kids. I mean, I think older teenagers can probably handle it a little better, but I couldn't. Yeah, some of those things, like those kids that work on like Law and Order Special Victims Unit, like that kind of stuff. I I know they like isolate the kids from the main part of the acting scene. So they're not too involved, but that's gotta be tough. 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16. What? Well, oh gosh. Was he the attacker? Oh, it was his first role. Okay. I hope. Oh, what did he get? I know that's gonna be hard for kids. Like if you're a truly good and nice kid, to have to play like those kind of villain characters. But what did he end up doing? Oh, what happened there? Hello, camera, camera. Where did you go? All right, I got to do some technical stuff. Oh, you know what happened? The battery died. Maybe that's my sign that I gotta go. I forgot to plug in. I forgot to plug in. Yeah. All right. I think I'm gonna call it a night though. There's a serial killer women killing teens. Kelly had to play very in charge of escaping and surviving the episode. Yeah, that's gotta be tough. All right. All right. I gotta book a Kendra, it was awesome talking to you. If you do stream, let me know. Because I'll be one of your first followers. Found in a bar early on and guess what happened? Oh, I don't know. What did he have to do? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, my camera just died, and it's getting late for me, so I gotta do some. Oh, Kaden was the victim. Oh my gosh, yeah, Kendra, let me know if you end up making your own channel, and I'll definitely. I'm gonna end up following you anyway, so I'll be able to see it. Um, but there you go, follow. I will see you next time. So thanks, guys. I really enjoyed tonight. Have a good one.